the stupidity continues. Yesterday, when we had our not much of an exhaust system on it, the thing was just way too loud. I know the camera didn't pick it up that well, but man, it was not something you would want to drive every day. So this morning, we took off our piece that we made yesterday, and instead of putting the original MagnaFlow muffler back on it, that's 3 in and 3 out, we decided to leave it a little louder for now. So another muffler that we had was the same length, Flowmaster Flow FX, which is up in here now. So, and full tailpipes on it and everything. Hone that all back up so it's all fairly legal and everything again. Start it up and show you what it sounds like now. Well, that's not as loud as it was yesterday. So we'll take it for a ride and see how loud it is when we're driving it. Well, it's a little bit quieter than it was yesterday. Not a lot, but a little. Above 3,000 RPMs, it really gets loud. That's strange. I find kids usually look at this car and they like wave and stuff. Want you to honk the horn and rev the engine. So that's cool. But still, I try to go pretty slow around where there's any like people and houses and stuff. The other thing I was trying to talk about yesterday in the video was the unreliability of 924 and 944 odometers. Now this was a problem from the late 80s on, like when these cars were fairly new. They, as most of you know, if you have one of these things, they designed the odometer to have a soft gear in it, so that if anything jammed up, it wouldn't break the mechanism. It would just break the soft gear. You replace the gear, fix whatever's wrong inside, and you're back on the road. But they pretty much all of them have had some kind of odometer failure by now. I mean, this car's 32 years old, and this is the newest 944 there is. So every 944 is 32 years old or more. So if someone's trying to sell you a 944 or a 924 that they say has under 50,000 miles on it, it's not very likely that that mileage is actually true. Because pretty much all of these cars have had their odometer operated on at some point. So what that means, if someone says they have a real low mileage car, what you have to do is go through the records, and it's only going to work if they have records back to the beginning. And at some point, if it's all true, you're going to see a record of the odometer being repaired. That's if it works now. So yeah, just be aware of that when you're looking at these things. A low mileage one is pretty unheard of and is pretty difficult to verify. So to that end, I did order 2 GPS speedometer / odometers. They should be here by next weekend. We'll see. And the reason I'm looking into all this is because the odometer on this car has failed again for the 3rd time. So I got my 944 parts guy to trying to find a whole gauge cluster that has a good speedometer in it, and then we'll have 2. We might try putting a GPS speedometer in the factory gauge cluster. That would kind of be nice, but at the same time I don't want to mess with the factory stuff. In other news, our Atomic LS is still not reading speed, and I did replace the 2-wire cable from the back of the car to the front of the car with a shielded coax cable, and that did nothing to help. Right now we're going 55, and it's bouncing from 255 down to 40 miles an hour and every place in between, and then settles down at 0 for some reason. So that hasn't been working out too well. And on the subject of the front struts, 944online.com is going to, they ordered a set of conies to replace the ones that I bought, like right when I ordered them. So we're in good shape there, because they should be in this week. and they're going to check the driver's side shock, and if it's good, ship it out to me with a return label so I could return the non-good one. Other than that, we're considering going to Holley EFI to get better tunability out of this thing. Because right now, without being able to tune it at lower speeds, it's not going to get rid of our bucking problem. So that's one way to try to get a handle on it, but it's an expensive way and requires a lot of work to change the ECU out and everything. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not 100% sold on the idea yet, but it seems like the way to go. Have a more modern computer with that can support throttle by wire and knock sensors. That way we can have much greater tuning capabilities for this car.